Greetings! We're here in the Mount Hood National Forest on a hillside overlooking Badger Creek, and we're here investigating some amazing rock formations that I spotted when I was on the other side of the creek camping out. There are some incredible layered rocks here that form magnificent spires and towers, including this one that I'm below here. It's just stunning stuff, and the sad part that I'm finding is that it's not listed on the map anywhere. But look at that sort of amphitheater up there. There's multiple big spires you can climb up, and it goes on for a good quarter mile. It's a little windy today here in late May. Not what the forecast was. They were saying calm wind and sunny skies, and it's the exact opposite. It's windy and completely cloudy as far as the eye can see. And up here, you really can see a ways. And check this thing out. Pardon the wind. Look at this tower. It's amazing. Blasting me with wind. There's holes and caves and balanced rocks. And I don't know if you can make it out, but there's a little, right along here, a little ribbon, and that's called Highland Ditch. There's a maintenance trail right next to it, and I was doing some runs along that, and I, for example, over in that big, boulder or talus slope over there, look up here and go, whoa, look at those things. What are those? Pull up the topo map, and there's nothing. And it's just like, how could this not be on the topo map? I don't get it. The forest road that leads to it doesn't really lead to it, but it leads close enough that you can make it. But it's very steep country. You want to be careful. But I've been exploring here for a few minutes, and it's just been fascinating. All kinds of cool stuff to see. It's very, very treacherous and steep, so if you do want to come out here, I'd say for starters, be ready to bushwhack and do some slippery climbing. I'm having to fight through a lot of this manzanita and stuff, trying to get to different areas. But, whoa, it's not easy to get around here if you're trying to punch through the brush like I'm trying to do. But, I'm going to have to stop for a second here and fight through some of this. I made it through that wall of brush there. That was a fight. But check out this huge thing here, balanced. That thing's amazing. Wonderful exposure there, camera. There's no exposure control on this phone, unfortunately, and as a former photographer, that is super frustrating. About as frustrating as you can get. I can hear my voice echoing off of these. They're amazing, these layers. Huge, balanced, massive thing. It's just insane. You can imagine it sliding off, tumbling down the hillside into Badger Creek. Well, let's see if we can't proceed up some more without having to stop and use two hands. It's not easy climbing and hiking with one hand, but it is doable. Hey, if 127 hours guy can do it, then I can do it. There's a little bit of a drip off here. This is very, very steep, but look at these pretty flowers. Lovely. It's late May. Ooh, this is very steep. And so all the wildflowers are coming out. I think I'm kind of walled out here. Well, darn it. But you can kind of see how it goes on out there, more, and it goes behind me a ways. Looks like maybe this is the direction to go here. I could kind of eke along this little edge. It's treacherous. And there's all these succulents everywhere that are really cool. And I had to, unfortunately, do a little more walking than I wanted to, because the topo map not only does not show this feature, it also shows no gate on the road. Look out across here. This is so cool. But it's gated about 1.5 miles from here, and you can't really get past it. You got to hike out here. And I spotted what looked like a game trail heading this direction. And then I found what looked like more of a real trail headed this direction. And uh-oh, I think I'm stuck here. That might be a two-hand climb. Got to do some rock climbing. The trail led me here pretty easily past a wooden box that was right next to it. I'm wondering if this is a little more known than most people will let on, but you can see all the little caves and hollows and stuff. And there's a lot more to see, so let me stop here and see if I can't get up that or around it somehow. It's going to take a couple hands, but we'll get on up there and see what we can see. Wow, made it up there. And I'm at another super steep kind of area. I'd like to get over to that cleft there, but that's a long way to fall if I'm going to try and edge along that little shelf there. I don't know if I need to risk that. But you can see there's these interesting sort of portholes or puck holes. I don't know what those were. Maybe they were just air or something. But you can see how there's just layer after layer, and there's obviously bird activity. There's a little nest there. And it's interesting stuff. We're definitely very steep. You can hear the echo of my voice. These cool spires and little jagged peaks. Let's get up in the wind here and take a look at what's above us. It's really neat. Let's look at this. Look at all this. This is like some kind of medieval castle or something. Like, where am I? What are these the Carpathian Mountains or something? These are just so rugged and intense. Look at these beautiful ferns. Do a little fern leap. Jump the fern. And try and find a way up here. So I'm going to take a foot there, and then a foot there, and then lean against. Oh, there's animal droppings. Wow, look at this. That's so cool looking. Man, sorry about the wind. Can't really do anything. Again, the forecast was for no wind, light wind, they said, and sunny skies. But as you can see, this is not a sunny day in any way. And even now, the forecast still says, oh, sunny. Nope. Not even a little. There's a few little bits of blue there, but for the most part, it's just socked in. So, National Weather Service, fail. But, ooh, wow. Kind of on an edge here. That looks very precipitous over there. I want to go that way. This is, whoa. This is the treachery of rock climbing, a place you don't know anything about. I see that cave right over there, and I really want to see that. That looks so cool. And then maybe we'll go up to the top up there and see what we can see up there. But first I gotta see if I can get across this gap, and it's starting to look like maybe I'm kind of not in a good spot here. That's pretty much straight down. If I slip here, I will definitely fall down there. I might have to descend from this and start over again. But look at how that's just sort of popping up out of the landscape here. You know, we're obviously Mount Hood's that way. You would see it probably if there was sunny like it was forecast. But down below us is Badger Creek. You can just about right down there make out the ribbon of Highland Ditch. But if you look over here, there's basalt columns. It looks like at least basalt columns, columnar basalt. Stunning stuff. Oh, you can see down here there's even more cliffs, and that was kind of the thing I was seeing from the little trail along the Highland Ditch. There was there's a whole wall of escarpments down below all this, and it's just a stunning looking piece of landscape. It's just amazing that there's nothing on the map about it. They don't even show the road being closed 1.5 miles up there from where it's closed, and it's totally a walkable road. There's just 1 or 2 little trees down across it. I mean, you could just about take a dirt bike up there or something, but it is closed to all vehicles, foot traffic only. There's still a little bit of snow up on the high country there, and it's not been a warm spring, so I can't get up into the high country yet. It's just too snowed in still. Gosh, you'd be able to see some beautiful Cascade Peaks out there if it was sunny like they said it was going to be. Oh well. But you're looking out towards Wamick and Ty Valley, and eventually the Deschutes River is out there. You could almost see it if it wasn't so hazy and cloudy. You can just about make out some of the cliffs over the river. Boy, it's windy. Chilly, chilly wind too. It is not a warm day. So much for 70 degrees and sunny, they said. Nope. Well, let's see what I can do. Let's see if I can get up there into some of this stuff. This is just so cool. Here we go. Okay, well, we made it across, barely. Needed pretty much all my care and skills to get through some of this. It's really steep, and it's very crumbly rock, which is making it just a bit treacherous. Look at this cool cleft. Getting buzzed by a big old bumblebee bee. That is neat looking. I almost was so tempted to just climb straight up that. But no, we're going to go around. Me and my little homemade walking stick here. Saw a good stick around the campsite I'm using, the dispersed campsite I'm using, and made myself a little walking stick. And it's working well. It's actually kind of more of a staff. It's heavy. But that's good, because I've definitely needed a heavy-duty stick to rely on here. Look at this cool stuff. Oh my goodness. Sorry about the shakiness. It's very treacherous ground. Look at these patterns. Gosh, they're just so neat. Sort of swirling and sagging, and I mean, if this was laid down flat when it originally was formed, talk about the tectonic uplift. This is, in some places, far more than a 45-degree angle of uplift. It's just amazing. Another big tower here and weird blob over there. So cool. Cracks and clefts and holes everywhere. This is just one of the neatest things. I mean, look at those spires. We're gonna go see those too. This looks like a nice way to get up. Not too shabby past these oaks. Let's get up this way. Now, getting out here, I just basically looked at where I was on the map across the creek there, across the little valley, across Badger Creek, and looked at whatever forest road would take me here, and I took it, and it was very treacherous, slippery, muddy, trees down. I mean, I put a lot of new scratches on the side of my truck, let me tell you. I had to push through a lot of down stuff. Boy, this is slippery stuff. Oh, I can't go over that. Whoa, totally lost my balance. This is so neat in here. Gets narrower and narrower, and it's almost too narrow to do anything. I can't go up over that, at least not without free climbing. Let's go back down here. But I can't seem to get to that hole, unfortunately. But we can get up to the top of this thing. There's a rock right there. I wonder how that got there. You can see more of these spires, and should be a mountain out that way. But there's some, you look at these huge clefts and cracks, and you know, it's vertical, and I've had some sketchy moments getting around here, let me tell you. Whew. That hole is like right down here somewhere, but I don't see a whole lot of ways to necessarily get to it. I guess you can just sort of look at it. But this is so neat up here. Never seen this before, never heard of it, don't know anything about it, but you can see it goes over to there. I'd like to try and get down in there. The nearest peak, as far as I can tell, is called Gordon Butte, and then we're on sort of the, yeah, this is easy. We're on sort of the southeast flanks of it. Whoa. Whoa, totally lost my balance there. That was almost a fall. Woo, that was a little sketchy. Look at the knife blade of rock. That's so cool. And another one here. Look at that thing. Be careful if you're going to come out here. It's slippery as heck. The rocks crumble away under your feet, and you can end up careening down to your doom. Wow, that's so cool. I don't know if I can get up on top of one of those. Well, I made it up to about the top. Seems like this one here is maybe a little bit taller than that one, and that one's a little bit taller than that one. This is about as high as you can get. The other one, the middle one there, is kind of a free climb, so I don't think I'm going to go up it, but definitely a fascinating and amazing place here. These layered rocks that have been tilted sideways with tectonic uplift in some places. Got these blobs, balanced rocks, stacked rocks, huge clefts and cracks, like this big crack here that I'm above. Look in here. There's just layer after layer. It's so cool. All the manzanita and oak and a mix of pine and fir and a lot of these sort of knobby, gnarled, barely clinging old trees. You can see this is neat looking here. That's like a ghost. Love the way it looks. Everything's clinging to the rocks wherever it possibly can. And in some places you can tell these have not been here for a short period of time. There's trees that have come and gone. You can even see down here where I accidentally kicked over some bark. There's an old tree right here and some roots that go there. And there's a little volunteer trying to form on the top of it here. Really cool stuff. You can see Pine Hollow Reservoir out there. Or sorry, Rock Creek Reservoir, Pine Hollow Reservoirs out here. Gosh, I mean, the vistas are just amazing. You can see the wheat fields of north central Oregon. And if it wasn't so cloudy, you could actually see the Cascades volcanoes like Mount Jefferson. You'd be able to see Mount Hood, which is just peeking up over there over the top of the ridge, and below the clouds I can see some pure white snow slopes, just a tiny sliver. But it's definitely a cool place. I wish it was named. You know, the nearest hill is Gordon Butte that we're on the southeast slopes of. Oh, look at that dogwood. The smells in spring here, late spring. Well, I guess, yeah, mid to late spring. It's late May, the end of May. Yesterday was Memorial Day, and it was a zoo out here. There's a lot of gunfire, continuous periods of gunfire, not so much fun. A lot of creepy people, but getting out here. I haven't seen a single person or evidence of any people other than along the trail that went from the end of the road to here. There was that wooden box that I spotted. So people do come out here, but I don't see a name on the map of what's this called. It's the Gordon Butte rocks. That's what I'll call them. They're really, really magnificent. These giant boulders and spires and sort of little clefts and caves and cracks and crevices. It's just so cool. Crumbling away and eroding. And I mean, it's just an amazing place. I wish I could tell you how to get here, but you just kind of have to know where it is and know which forest road to take. And the forest road's really bad and unmaintained. And, you know, there's basically, you know, it's a choose your own adventure out here. But I think I'm ready for a little break, a little snack, some water, and get on back to camp before some creep comes along and breaks into my truck out here in the middle of nowhere, unattended. But definitely want to thank you very, very much for joining me out here for this crazy rock hopping, you know, climbing, close call, you know, hairy situation adventure where you're, you know, vertical over here and almost falling down that, to take in these amazing rock formations and what should be better vistas, obviously. And, as always, ants.